Hi guys, welcome back. It's Cynthia Hilston at CynthiaHilston.com, and today we are going to talk about blogging to grow your audience. Now, before I get into it, I just want to remind you to subscribe and hit that bell beside it if you find this content helpful. I have made lots of videos about the writing process, and I hope that you will check out my channel, and if you find this information valuable, that you will follow me because I upload a new video every Monday. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so you're a writer, maybe you're even a published author, or you definitely want to become a published author. And you're thinking, I'm already busy enough trying to write a novel. Why would I want to start blogging? Bloggers obviously are writers too. There are some people who just blog and they don't write novels. There's a lot of people who do that. A lot of people blog as a hobby. Some people do blog as a business. And so when I talk about all this stuff and I say spend 30 minutes a day doing it, just remember that context, that whatever I'm talking about here, it's in that context of 30 minutes a day. At least start out there, and maybe you can build on that. That's what I've done. Obviously, everyone's situation is different. So when I first started out blogging, this was in 2016, and I was just kind of blogging about once a month, and I think I was posting on Friday, usually the last Friday of the month. I was trying to kind of have a schedule, and I was kind of just doing whatever came to me, whatever inspired me. I did posts about autism, about being an autism parent because my oldest son has autism. I did posts just that were inspirational. I did posts about the writing process here and there. I did posts that were about, it's hard to remember. It was just kind of like all over the place though. It was a hodgepodge, you know. And then I decided I was going to try to do book reviews, and for a while I told people, yes, I'm going to become a book blogger and I'm going to do book reviews, you know. And that became too much for me. I was getting requests from people left, right, and center all of a sudden, and I wasn't getting back to people when I promised, and so I said, okay, I'm going to finish up the books that I've committed to, and then I'm not going to do book reviews anymore unless it's somebody who I've worked with in the past or a friend, or a special case. But for the most part, I decided not to do that. So as you can see, for like the past 2.5 or 3 years, I've been kind of trying to figure out what my niche is with blogging. So when I say blogging is a good idea for you as a writer, why should you do it? I've heard this said before, oh, if you want to be an author, you should have a blog. Because I talked about in a previous video about having a website and having social media and having that presence to help brand your name so people get to know you. So blogging is another way to get to do this. Now, maybe there's something you're passionate about. You might be like me and kind of be all over the place, and if you're new to blogging, that's okay, because maybe you're just trying to find your way. And in time, like me, you will find a topic that you think, okay, I could talk about this. Am I an expert on it? I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but do I know something about it? Yes. I want to share my experiences because I want to help other people. And so especially if you reach the level where you want your blog to become more like a business, if you will, you've got to be offering something helpful to other people. At the very least, your post should be inspirational or something to other people. It might not be like over the top. Sometimes it could just be encouragement. I have a good friend who does like Bible verses, like Psalms a lot of times, and she does like a devotional. That's like her niche, and she's very good at it, and she really relates it to her life, and it helps her to write it. I think it's therapeutic for her, and it's therapeutic for people who read it. You know, I have another friend who writes a lot about the writing process, and I found that for me, because I spend so much of my time in the writing process, and I was just thinking, okay, there are other people who are probably in the same boat as I am, who have little kids. Maybe they work, maybe they don't, but their time is limited and they're trying to find time to do their writing. And so ultimately, like, that is kind of how I came up with my idea. It came from a couple of inspirational sources. I've mentioned the Facebook group that I'm part of, 10minutenovelists.com. The idea behind them is that if you only have 10 minutes a day to write, spend it writing, because a lot of times we have time given to us and we wind up wasting it. We wind up checking Facebook, we wind up, going on YouTube too long, and, it's one thing to watch, I think, videos that are going to be helpful for you, but it's another thing if you just start watching like grumpy cat videos or something. And so I know I waste time. And so there's the whole utilizing the little bit of time you have. And also what inspired me to try to do something farther with my blogging was Allison Lindstrom's blogging business club. She has a young son, and her business is all about trying to help other bloggers who are kind of like her, who have young kids and who are moms. And so, busy women. And so through 10-Minute Novelists and the blogging business club, that was a couple of the ideas that kind of got me thinking that this is what I was going to do. So blogging, it's important. What should you blog about? Like I said, feel that out. And maybe there's something you're really passionate about. Maybe it's exercise, maybe it's diet, maybe it's recipes, maybe it's cross stitch or knitting. It could be, there are so many things. It doesn't have to be writing. But I really suggest that you start blogging and do it regularly. Like for me, I said at first, I just did it once a month. Ultimately, I think you would like to try to do it once a week. Because having a regular presence is important. Just like I am posting these videos every week on a Monday, if you have a schedule that says, I used to post my blogs every Friday, and so now it's on Monday. But have a consistent schedule so people who start following you know that, okay, she's going to have a new video or she's going to have a new blog post coming out on this day, right? So consistency is key. So when you do post regularly, you will start getting some followers. If you use WordPress for your blog, like me and a whole bunch of people do, it will show, if they decide to follow you, there is an option to put a follow button, and this is all part of WordPress. This is all part of like the widgets that you can add to your site, and one of them is like a follow me button. And so people, sometimes they can sign up to receive an email notification when you post new content on your page, on your website, or that you will just show up in the reader. The reader is something on WordPress that when you're logged in, not only can you make blog posts and site pages for your website, but you also have something called the reader, which shows any of the sites that you are following. And I think it posts related to what's the newest posts. And so you can see your stats on WordPress, you can see how many followers you have. And so you can start having a presence. And you think, well, how do I get people to find me? Keywords. That's another thing. When you go to create a blog post, you can create keywords. There's a box where you can put words that people might search by. And then there's another box above it where you can create like categories of how you want to categorize it just for your site's archives. So keywords are very important, and you can set it up on your blog so that when you do post a new blog post, it automatically appears on your Facebook page, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your Pinterest, all those social media sites. And again, if you I've seen some people, this is really smart, because hashtags obviously work on Twitter, and if you put them in the title of your blog post, it will put those, of course, and it will post those on your Twitter when you put, up, I have something I do call Throwback Thursday, because that's already a term people use, and I put old artwork of mine up. And so I put Throwback Thursday, I put a hashtag in front of it, and I put that up in my title. So when it automatically posts to Twitter that I have a new post up on my website, it will show the hashtag, so I don't have to go in manually and do it, if that makes sense. But this is also a good idea of how to get followers by using keywords. Keywords are very important. So you start building an audience, and what you can also be doing is following other people, commenting on their content, reblogging their content. You reblog their content, don't just like it, but like reblog it or comment on it. And when you comment, put your website address under it so people can start finding you. If you start commenting and following blogs similar to yours, then you're going to get people maybe checking out yours because, oh, we're interested in some of the same things. So this is just a way to get your name out there. So this is how you build connections. You interact with people and you do it regularly. So this is why blogging is important. So I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, comments, please put them below. I will respond. I do thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. And remember to follow me on social media. All the links are below. And hit subscribe, like, comment, ring that bell, and I will be back next time. Bye, guys. A little bit of self-promotion, shameless plug, whatever you want to call it. I just want to share with you that I have 3 books out on Amazon. I'm going to hold up the paperbacks so you can see what they look like. First book, Hannah's Rainbow. This is my first book that is loosely based on my late grandma's life. Second book, Lorna versus Laura. This is a suspense romance. And third book, Laughing Matter of Pain, which is a spin-off of Hannah's Rainbow about her brother Harry. Those are available in paperback as well as Kindle on Amazon.com. And if you are interested in knowing more about the process of writing a book for a busy mama like yourself, don't forget to check out my helpful guide called 30 Minutes a Day, Busy Mamas, is all it takes to write that book.